The sun beat down on Abram's weathered face as he looked out across the fertile crescent. He was a man of substance, wealthy in livestock and servants, yet a restlessness gnawed at him. He'd built a life in Ur, a life comfortable, predictable, but God's voice, a whisper in the desert wind, had shattered that predictability. Go from your country and your kindred and your father's house to the land that I will show you. The words echoed in his heart, a command both terrifying and exhilarating. He didn't know where the land was, only that God had spoken, and obedience pulsed in his veins. Sarai, his wife, though apprehensive, trusted in Abram's faith. Together, they gathered their possessions, their loyal servants, and their animals, embarking on a journey of faith. The trek was arduous. Deserts stretched before them, shimmering under the relentless sun. Hunger and thirst threatened, but Abram's faith, fueled by God's promise, sustained them. He faced setbacks, disputes over grazing lands, the ever-present danger of bandits, but he persevered, his heart fixed on the unseen land. He learned to trust the guidance of God, manifested in unexpected oases, in the kindness of strangers, in the protection from unseen dangers. Eventually, they arrived in Canaan, a land flowing with milk and honey. It was more beautiful than Abram could have imagined, a land brimming with life and promise. God's promise resonated in the fertile soil beneath their feet. It wasn't merely a physical land, it was a promise of descendants, as numerous as the stars, a promise of blessing, a promise of a future beyond anything Abram had known in Ur. He built an altar, gave thanks to God, and felt a profound sense of peace. Abram settled in Canaan, his heart filled with gratitude. He knew this was only the beginning of God's plan, a new chapter in a life transformed by faith and obedience. The land was rich, the people were diverse, and the future, though uncertain, held the promise of God's blessing and the fulfillment of his covenant. The journey had been challenging, filled with uncertainty and hardship, but it had led him to a land of abundance and hope, a land promised by God, a land where his faith had blossomed into a deep and abiding trust. The blessing God had promised, though initially unseen, was now tangible, a reality reflected in the lush landscape and in the quiet joy that filled Abram's heart. This was just the beginning. God's plan, vast and mysterious, was unfolding before him, a journey of faith that would shape not only his life, but the destiny of nations to come.